All right. So as everyone's trickling in, be great to have everyone introduce themselves on the chat. Well, great to know where you're tuning in from. This is, of course, our first ever office hours session, and so we're quite excited about this. We're going to be doing this regularly. Either myself as will be leading these sessions, or someone in our team. So yeah, it'd be great to hear from you guys in the comments. Fire up the comments, guys. Where are you tuning in from? Hey. Hey, Eddie. It's always great to see you, my friend. Just going to try to adjust my windows in a way that, I can kind of get everything working fluidly. So let me do that very quickly. I am going to switch to high resolution format. Yeah, that looks better. We'll get this on perfecto. Close that. Every time I start these webinars, I got tons of windows open. Should start to clean this up first, ideally. Great. Hey, what's up, Cleveland, Blue, Brace? How you doing? Lots of power users I see from Glorify. It's always good to see you guys. Makes us pleased to see the regular people, for sure. It just shows that people are always excited to know more about Glorify and support our journey, which is just fantastic. So Cleveland's tuning in from Malaysia. We got Blue at Shropshire Hills. I think I've been to Shropshire, in the UK. I think it's north, isn't it? I've been there. That's awesome, man. Blue. And cool. Let's just get this bouquet going. Got a bit of a... There we are. Just want to make sure that everyone can hear and see me clearly. If there's any lag, otherwise we'll get started immediately. Breeze tuning in from Berlin. All right, just trying to manage all my tabs. Just a little bit of a housekeeping on my side before I actually dive straight in. So apologies, guys. Got tons of tabs open unnecessarily. But with that, we'll jump straight into Glorify. I'm not going to waste any more time, guys. We'll start from the dashboard. And hey, Mohammed, always good to see you, my friend. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. And let's see if I can choose a specific window. Great, there we are. All right, so office hours is going to be a very casual session. And in fact, we're going to let people, if you are in the stream itself, like within the stream, then there's a possibility of you guys coming in and having an open mic session with me to get your live feedback and thoughts as we're going through this process. So yeah, participate, guys, engage, and really make this a kind of two-way process, right? And that's what office hours is about. You got key members of our team, in this case, of course, myself, and in the future there'll be other team members. Yes, we are broadcasting on YouTube, Facebook, everywhere. And really the idea of these sessions is to make to showcase different aspects of Glorify. The theme of today is actually going to be showcasing Glorify's new updates, latest updates. Email about those. that. So we're really pumped about that. Very quickly, I'm just going to quickly reshare the post for this into our community. So let's do share, more options, share to a group, community, office hours is live. There we go. Great. Okay, so that's posted. So before diving straight into, the good stuff being, the latest update being basically this new sliders and the new refresh that we've put forward on our editor. Hey, Nguyen Huang, it's good to hear from you, my friend. We'll instead start with a little bit more top level. So has anyone been poking around the Glorify website and seen what's new? I think we did make a public announcement on this in the community and other places, but the main focus is we've just recently updated our templates tab. And here on the website directly, you've got direct access to some of all of our categories, in fact, for templates. We split the template libraries between community templates. These are templates that can be published by you guys as users. And by the way, don't forget that. That's what the power of community designs is. We are going to refresh this into not templates marketplace, but rather community designs. But again, the power of this is that we have creators of templates here that are generating, sometimes a few $100s a month just through affiliate commissions, because the core business model being that we find the highest results. In fact, people earn the best results by listing free templates. Why list free templates? Because as you click these templates that are listed for free, what ends up happening is when you hit the Get It Now button, and then it takes them to a lemon squeezy link where the user can, download this template. We fire up, their custom affiliate link, and there's a whole process of this in the marketplace itself for you on how to apply. And to apply, you simply scroll to the bottom, and we have a call to action right here, learning that teaches you how to sell Glorify templates. Right? It's a very overall simple process. There's a couple of requirements and guidelines that we have just to make sure that we kind of quality control. If anyone has any thoughts or questions, if you are in the main live stream, I'm more than happy to do an open mic to gather live thoughts and feedback, guys. So don't be shy. Drop a comment in the chat if you're in the StreamYard live stream. And if you want me to open mic, I'm more than happy for you to jump in and give us your live thoughts on this. If you have any questions on this or concerns, or how, perhaps you want to learn more about the opportunity, right? So I'm going to keep sending out those reminders, guys, that this is going to be very much free flow session. But yeah, community templates is a huge opportunity, and there are people earning revenue through that. So always important to remind our passionate user base about that. And secondly, we have recently launched the Explore Templates feed. This is a complete feed of, at the moment, our top templates, right? It's not all of our templates because our website is built on a platform called Framer. And so Framer doesn't have an API yet, so we can't feed all of the apps templates into this feed just yet. But what we can do is feed the top ones, and we're manually feeding our templates over here. So if you want to see our most top high-hitting templates, then you can go straight to our website and now explore in this single feed. And if you want some better categorization options, then simply come to the top and choose by exploring presentation and understanding what the size of presentation is, what platforms can use it for, and some beautiful templates, as you can see, for presentation. And if I open this now, you can see furthermore this expand into the templates, and you can see what the template is all about. So yeah, and basically essentially getting a closer view of the template itself, right? And so yeah, that's what we recently updated on the website. There's more ways to explore your templates. If you go through this navigation, you can even explore by platform. So if you're looking for templates that cater to a specific platform, then you can simply go, like, let's say you're looking for templates for ClickFunnels, right? Perhaps you're building funnels on ClickFunnels. Then there you go. You got ClickFunnels right here, and you can click any of these, and that would take you to the dedicated image categories that are optimized for ClickFunnels, as an example, right? And there's a whole kind of description on the use case and how you can best use these these formats. So yeah, really powerful way to explore. I'm going to go further into these categories. As you can see, you can explore all of these categories. We've, of course, have some of the print categories in here, as you can see. And you can even filter by tabs. So if you want to just look at social media type formats, then you've got that option. Or if you just want to look at the videos that we have, then we've got that too. Who's taking advantage of Glorify videos? Let me show it up in the comment section, because we launched this feature on Product Hunt. It was received really well with amazing feedback. We put so much effort into this. And quite frankly, I truly believe that Glorify is completely underrated with all the updates we've released, especially with animation and sliders, right? Because it's a completely new app, guys. It's like we are truly the underdogs within the design tool space. And sooner or later, people are going to find out about it. And I need your help for people to find out about it, right? Because we're still early stage. We shouldn't be early stage this far into our journey, but we are, right? And that's because that's the cost of building. We really took, as you guys know, who remembers Glorify back in 2019, 2018? Like, it was a complete, you can't even compare Glorify to what it was in 2019. We had a different vision. We didn't want to be another C word, right? You know the C word, you know the A word, right? These are big industry standard platforms, and we were never going to be like these platforms, and we didn't want to be like these platforms. We wanted to be us, right? And so that's what was important to us. Yeah, so guys, just want to make sure if everything is okay in this in the live feed. Just doing quick checks again, if you can hear me clearly or if there's any issues. Just a quick pulse if you can. Okay, so everything looks fine. So I just had a momentary concern, but I'm going to also invite our creative director, Nico. He'll be happy to join. Boom. Cool. Okay, so moving on. Thanks, Mohammed, for that. So if you're not using video templates, make sure you use video templates. They're powerful. So I'm going to jump straight into one of our video templates right here. I think a cool one is this one. I find this one quite incredible, actually. If you look at the animation, the intricacy of this, how intelligently designed this is. This should be from one of our team members, either Hassan or Nico. One of them created this template. Hassan or Nico, if you're watching this, it would be great to get your clarification of that. Boom, we are right in the editor, from browser to from the website to the editor. It really is that simple. Even if you're not signed into the platform, if you don't have an account on Glorify, click this link. You're going to come straight to the template. And you can start editing right away. But this is animated right off the box, right? So I can smash that play button, and guess what? It's going to animate smooth as ever, right? We've optimized things at Glorify. We've spent a lot of time optimizing and making sure that Glorify just runs exceptionally smoothly, right? Without a shadow of doubt in terms of there should be any form of lag whatsoever. That's been really important for us, right? We want to make sure that Glorify it operates on the browser super efficiently, so you can design at lightning speed, edit at lightning speed, and truly you can, right? And I can say that with confidence. I mean, in fact, you can see I'm animating this animation has been set and playing this on my browser, which, by the way, I don't have the fastest internet, but I'd say it's quite standard, my internet speed, and this is how it works. So let's go into the actual composition of this design. This template, you can see we have a bunch of layers. If I just pull up, so to pull up the video panel, you just simply click this button, and that opens up the video panel or timeline, and you can stretch this up and down based on how you want to look at it. And from here, you can control essentially all these layers, right? So you have these handles here to control and move and reorder, and you can see what time is set, right, based on where you drag it to. You've got these very clean indicators, and to add an animation is quite simple. In fact, I will show you. I'll duplicate this design and show you what a process could look like if you are going to animate this. I will select this and we'll replace. Now, I will be doing injustice if I don't showcase how the new edit panel works, right? In fact, maybe Nico's on the call. Let me just find out, because I won't do justice showing how the edit panel works, because it's Nico that put the brains behind this entire process, right? So let's see if he's in the feed. Let's see if I can get him in. So I don't see him yet. Invite guests into the studio. How do we do this? Nico, if you're on the chat, can you just say hi, or see if I can actually add you, put user into the, that is, oh, there he is. Nico, there you are. So you're not on camera, it looks like, but, and he doesn't, let me unmute your mic. Is your mic working, Nico? I don't think your mic's working at the moment.
Yeah, now it's working, I think.
Hey, Nico, good to have you.
Can you hear me, guys?
Guys,
Hello,
Nico
guys.
is our creative director, but he overlaps into many roles. He might as well be CRO sometimes. He might as well be head of product. But you guys all know him most likely if you've been following Glorify's journey. So I think it'd be, you know, it will definitely do Glorify justice if Nico was to introduce how the edit panel works. Nico, do you want to take us for a tour? Would you prefer, or I'm sharing my screen already, if you prefer that?
I mean, you can do the tour. I can explain a little bit more what we are trying to do. So basically,
Perfect.
the idea is to make like the app much more like accessible and easy to use, but also like fun to use. So we introduce like the sliders. So especially for new users and non-designer, it's going to be much more easy to understand how they can change the elements inside the app. Also, we introduced this new structure for adding and removing effect inside the editor. So as you can, Omar is showing like how you can add and hide an effect. For example, here we have like the image adjustment setting. So what we are doing at the moment is basically trying to polish a little bit the edit panel. So just in this moment, I'm trying to polish some buttons, some CTA buttons. So yeah, these two, because we are noticing that are not really accessible, especially with the dark mode. And next step probably will be to polish a little bit the layer panel, because at the moment looks a bit too like collapsed and crowded. So I'm gonna share a concept soon on our Facebook community group. So yeah, that's it. If you have any comment, also I made a post on Facebook. So if you have any feedback, how we can like improve the sliders or the edit panels, just send us like a message, and we will definitely have a look at it.
Yeah, thanks for that, Nico. I think one thing I'd love to ask our community is, just very quickly, as a casual question, throw it in the comments whenever you feel like, or if you don't feel like, you don't have to. But what do you prefer? Do you prefer light mode or dark mode? I'd love to know that. I always like to do that experiment, because I sometimes believe that maybe a lot of people have been kind of edging and gravitating towards dark mode. But I guess also it depends on the use case, right? Because some people like to use light mode at certain times of the day as well. I personally, I prefer dark mode. Nico, I don't know about you, what you prefer designing in for, and what's the reason behind it?
I usually prefer dark mode because I work a lot of hours. So light mode for me is a bit stressful, especially for for my eyes. So
Right, so it's too bright.
yeah, it's too bright. So dark mode, 100%.
Awesome. So yeah, a lot of plus points for dark mode. You know what? Because you guys said it, I'll switch back to dark. But the option is there. Okay, I'd love to know another thing, if you guys don't mind. Who appreciates that? Obviously, a lot of platforms has the option to switch, right? But who, is happy to have the option available if they want to switch from light to dark. I think it's even me, even though I'm mostly on dark mode, I like that I have the option to switch. Do you feel the same way, Nico?
Yeah, exactly. I'd like to have like the option to switch. Even if I told you I just use like dark mode, also because I mean, most of the software that I use are basically dark mode. So if you think about After Effects or Photoshop or Illustrator or even Figma, even if Figma is a bit of like combination between light and dark mode. So yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Nico,
the
you had this
reason
question.
why.
I remember there's something we were discussing recently in team calls,
Uh-huh.
which was about, and we can push this back to you guys as a community while I'm showing off these features and these new updates. But I guess I want to quickly ask everyone, because Nico, we discussed basically localization, right, and how the importance of localization. So, do you have any questions while the users are here, perhaps on localization?
What do you mean?
So, like, as in basically the language of the app and localizing the language of the app.
Yeah, I mean, so we were talking last time on the team meeting that will be, I mean, great to have like the option,
Yeah.
especially for the editor to have different kind of languages. So I'm thinking even like, I don't know, Italian, maybe French, or like Spanish as well.
Yeah.
In order to like try to make this accessible to other countries as well.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
Mohammed from Arabic.
Mohammed just comment like Arabic as well. So basically, guys, the main issue that we have is that we can do that like with using like the AI, means like that based on where you guys are located, we translate it like automatically. But the issue that I was the main issue can be like that some of the words can be like translated in a correct way. So I put like this example for me. Okay, yeah, like for example, Photoshop in Italian. It's a completely. I mean, it's not like the correct. Doesn't have like the exact translation from English. So we use different words for an English feature. So maybe the correct approach for this can be like to use like the AI to like translate the majority of words inside the editor, and then after that try to polish it one by one. But the
Yeah.
thing is it something that can be like useful for you guys, or is something that maybe uh, we are thinking to implement, but it's not like essential?
Yeah, would love to know, guys. I think that's the question. Really, it comes back to you guys. Like, of course, be interesting to know how you feel about the prioritization of localization. I know that we have a very international audience, and I guess, as Nico was saying, is the big question is, do people in your locale use, or your kind of local native users within your country, do they use applications in the native language, or do they use it in English? And I guess it just depends, as Nico, you were saying, from country to country, right? But
Exactly.
yeah, it's always great to get your feedback, because this will allow us to then figure out how to prioritize these things. Fantastic. Well, look, I'm going to quickly show one thing that I just did, guys, which is cool thing about Glorify. Again, the workflow. I don't know who designed this template, Nico. Do you know who made this one?
I think Hassan.
Okay. Yeah, it's a really good template, actually. I'm really happy with this one. The animation is very slick, and the timing, and I think that's the key thing, because a lot of people, what they do when they create an animation is they make it all animated at the same time. But if you guys notice, like, the difference, right? If I pull all these layers and make it from the beginning, for example, like that, it's going to be really boring, right? So all these layers, basically, I don't know why I can't stretch this layer beyond here. Yeah, it doesn't let me want to stretch. It's like there's a strange like kind of block over there. I don't know why. Okay, let's do it that way. It could be a minor bug. So you look at this, if your animations are all starting at the same time, look at the impact of the difference, right? I'm going to select this. I'm going to hit, you can hit play here, or you can hit play here. So that's what it looks like when all the elements, it's not bad. It's not bad, but then look at this, right? This, the product comes first and the text comes next. So it's kind of like hierarchy, right? I mean, and you can do it with different variations. Maybe you can make the product come last, even create a message first. But this one is very impactful because the product comes and then you get more information about the product. I think it's a really good process for sure. And the cool thing about this is look at the original template. That has some specific motion. A lot of the motion is moving like upwards and then some stuff going downwards. But if you want to change this up and you want to try something else, like it's just a case of duplicating it. You're not breaking the original design. You're keeping it in flow. And then all I'm doing is selecting this product, hitting the transition layer, the transition over here in the intro, and that we can try something like stomp, you know, which is a cool effect as well. Now look at the stomp version of this. I think it's going to look really cool. Boom. It's not bad, right? At all. So yeah, there's lots of ways to kind of implement that. Of course, one of the most important things for this session, and we're not going to spend too much time, guys. We will be, you know, we're trying to keep these sessions 30 minutes, 45 at most. So if there's anyone that does want to open mic and feed us some thoughts, feedback, we're here to listen. That's the point of these office hours, is that you have access to us and we're happy to speak. It's super casual and it's very accessible. So anyone that wants to speak to us directly, you got the opportunity to do so. Yeah, so I'm going to quickly, the most key important part, and we can wrap up. The edit panel. Now, Nico kind of touched on it, but the whole, as Nico said, the main goal is to make this more intuitive, right? And so we worked on structure, and you can see there's this very user-friendly approach to add things now, as opposed to how it used to be. Look at these beautiful interactions. Again, the attention is in the detail. You know, we want the app to be a delight, right? So these micro interactions, and there's evidence to suggest that when you use tools, UI UX best practices today suggest that having micro interactions within a tool versus just having static clicks and shows and hides and shows, it creates more, I guess, stamina and usability in the tool, and it gives you more clarity in terms of what's going on and what is the interaction for as well. And so obviously we're trying to make sure that we're making these changes on Glorify as we go along. And the first refresh comes at the edit panel. This is just the beginning. Now, the whole workflow is not going to change. We decided this at the team that we have a very efficient workflow that's familiar in a lot of mainstream tools, whether it's easy to use and as well as like more on the pro side too. So you find that a lot of tools have editing on the right, and you have all your assets and library on the left, right? And this is a very, very common approach, right? But yeah, so that's the intent. So I'm going to go through these. We'll start with the image. So you can see now, very important that all the layers have a very clear identification at the very top. You're never going to get confused on what you're selecting, because we know this is an image. It's a 1,000% image because it says image right here, and you've got a beautiful icon to detect that. And if you have, like, let's say, if I draw a square here and I copy this image and paste it inside of the square, you know that this is a square because it says shape over here, right? And it's very clear, not just because of what it says, but also the fact that the icon there also kind of proves it, right? So it's just giving you extra clarity. Furthermore, we've got this big background. Everyone knows the remove background tool is probably the most flagship, or I guess the most important tool within the Glorify tool set that people keep coming back to. And we've made this more accessible, more prominent, so none of your team members can miss out on this, right? With the credits detected right next to it. Now, interestingly, if you add an image inside a shape, Nico has done the inline editing of an image really well. So there's two ways to do this. You can either go to the right and click Edit Image, and you can change anything you want here, by the way. But for any reason you want to go back to the original, just click Reset, and you're back to normal, back to square one. So super, super intuitive. And some people want to edit directly on here, and you can use this handle to have this very fun and control. And we do plan to make some updates here to make this even more intuitive, because not everyone gets that this is for rotation and scale and this is to move, for example, right? So we will eventually maybe add some more, I guess, ease of use for this. But you've got the sliders here, right? And this is what Nico and the team and Shakar, the lead developer, has been really focusing on. So you can use these sliders to get the desired results. And for any reason you're not comfortable doing it manually, or I guess manually would be the best word, you've got the option to kind of get the exact result with full control right here. Don't forget, fields are also draggable, right? That hasn't changed. We're giving you the best of both. So if you see opacity here, guess what? I can reduce the opacity with the field without touching the slider, and I can use the slider. So there's two workflows, which is very important. In any design tool, there should be multiple ways of doing one thing. We got the repeat pattern toggle. If you guys haven't been using this, I think, of course, it's a very specific feature and has to be used in very, I guess, intentional places. But it's a fun feature to use, right? And you can imagine, for example, if I hit this toggle button, now you can get these cool pattern effects, right? And we've had this before, but I don't know how many of you guys know about the pattern effect. Show up hands in the comment section. I'd love to know. Melissa, you have a question on billing. We will answer your question in a moment for sure. So keep that question available, and feel free to drop it in the comments if you want us to talk about it, or just keep it in mind. Equally, we're happy to open mic. If you want to speak, then that's available for you too, if you wish. So let us know if you're comfortable with coming and asking the question directly. Happy to do that. So that's the edit image. And the cool thing with all of this is that, guess what? You have your image adjustments right here, accessible. It's not hidden away. The old editor didn't make this easy to find, and we're just making it right here available for all of you guys, and you're never going to miss out on finding where the image adjustments are. The cool thing about image adjustments is we have a marker for the 0 value, so you can easily get it back to 0 value. And the second thing we also have is a reset button here too. And it'd be cool if, so you can either hide this if you don't want to see all those effects. That's available. You can show it, and you can reset this and go back to square one. Super efficient. Guys, who's finding this workflow more intuitive, more easy? And if you guys have been already exploring it, I'd love to know if you guys feel that the workflow has been self-explanatory, meaning, did you have to spend a lot of time trying to understand it, or did it come naturally? Would be amazing to know. I'll quickly go into blending option. Nico, if there's anything I'm missing, do let me know. But I'll quickly go into blending mode. And blending mode here, we have the add. And you got a few blending options. These are quite standard. We are going to expand the options because there are, in industry standard, many blending options. We'd argue that this is more of a pro feature, but I know a lot of people in sort of in the normal space also know a lot about it too, right? So I would, so let me just see if I can switch this over. So here is the blending option for multiply, screen, lighten, overlay, and darken. And so these are different blending options that you can utilize. And essentially what it does is, it creates this kind of blend of the image and it blends the layers behind it. Let's do color overlay as well. So color overlay is, again, a very important feature that you see in tools like Photoshop, for example, along with blending. But with color overlay, we add the color overlay. Before I think the feature for color overlay was very confusing before. And we've made this much more purposeful. So you can take any product or text or any image layer, sorry, and you can pick any color you wish, and you can give it this beautiful overlay effect. So this can kind of be great for your marketing, or you want to give your, in fact, I think this is not a great way to show off this feature. Let me pull up another template and we'll give you the best kind of use case of this feature. We need a picture, something with an image. Let's take this podcast or album cover. So a best use case of this overlay feature would be to take an image like this, for example, and I'll hide the video layer now. And we would take the photo of her and hit overlay, and boom, you can switch between these colors and you can get this desired effect. And you probably pick up complementary color or go with the color red that we see over here. And essentially you can switch between these different options of blending again, right? And get the desired results. If you just want it to be a simple overlay, then you can make it like that. Or if you want a very specific blending option, then you can choose like so. So yeah, that's how that works. Guys, any questions, then fire it up in the comment section. I'll leave that there with that. Let's see what else we have inside overlay image. So image adjustments, you just have a show or hide, like image inside shape. You also have border for images, which some people like to use, depends on whether you need it or not. And we have the new shadow and reflections properties. Again, just cleaned up the experience more than anything. So you can see here, we've cleaned up the experience. Again, draggable fields. And the cool thing as well is we made the opacity fields draggable too. So you don't have to rely on always going inside of the color switcher, color picker, and making opacity increase, because look at the opacity. It's controlled by the same field. So if you want to switch to quickly control the opacity of any color, you can do it without opening the color palette. Just do it from here. I think this is really a good, an efficient workflow, right? So we can switch again, position fields don't have sliders. It doesn't make sense to add sliders because there's zero limit to these positions. And so you can go infinite on the y-axis or the x-axis and get the desired effect. So that's how that works, guys. And let me just reduce the opacity a bit to get that beautiful dramatic drop shadow. Fantastic. Let's see what else there is. So we've done shadow reflections. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess every other property has these changes, guys. I won't go through each one, but maybe one thing to make note of is just the icons, I guess. We'll quickly cover that. And I'll bring Nico back into stage just to see if there's anything I'm missing. So Nico, I just want to bring you on stage to see, is there anything that I'm missing out?
Yeah.
Showing these guys before we conclude.
Yeah, maybe the text as well. So not just the icons. So if you just select like a text.
Yeah, let me do that. So the icons, guys, as you can see very quickly, is this, again, Nico's made redesign, refreshed it, make it more efficient, better structure, same thing, better organization, same slider designs. And now you can, of course, create your own icon styles with in an efficient workflow. And people that don't take advantage of this, you're missing out for sure, because with icon styles, you can always create a style and then replace it with other icons to fit, right? Which makes it a huge game changer. Nico just mentioned text. Yeah, so do you want to take this forwards, Nico?
Yeah, so basically we rearrange the hierarchy on text and also introduce some sliders for the spacing and the height. And also if you click on, you can see that, list, blend, etc. are all hidden. But if you click on list on the right side, yeah, if you click on the list, yeah, you can see that, you can play with that as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, text change. Also, other thing that we did recently, if you want to just bring the annotate lines, because there were like some kind of bugs. So yeah,
let me do that. Let me bring the annotate lines. So
the
we
lines.
have,
So yeah, so as I said, for the text, so we basically rearrange everything. Now you can change the thickness and everything, increase like together, so the arrow and the line size.
Love it.
And it's much more easy to use. But you can also like have the option to have like custom point size or custom point color. But this is just like an option. So
That's so cool,
this,
man. Like the fact that you can choose you have complete freedom, because in any platform I've seen, arrow tools usually don't have the option to, it's 90% of the time it's together.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I mean,
So,
this is, I mean, you can use it as you are doing right now. So for example, if you want to do like a call out image, you can have, for
yeah.
example, the line in white, and you can have like the pointer in red.
Yeah.
So you can have this kind of nice contrast.
Yeah, love that. Look at that, guys. That's really cool. A bit of like a creature we just created here. That's awesome. That's awesome. I really like this. And you know what, guys? I'm surprised. This is the first time I'm using this with the new editor, so it's kind of cool. Guys, okay, quick Q&A, and I think we'll wrap up. This was a great session. We're going to keep doing this every single week. So get the word out there. If you have colleagues using Glorify, let them know. There's a big opportunity to get access to us as a team. And more than anything, we want to help your journey with Glorify, because as you can see, it's a powerful tool. You can animate, you can create graphics, you can create print materials, you can create mockups, you can get PDFs. You can create so much on Glorify, and that's our vision, and we're going to commit to this vision. And so from you guys, I'd love to keep this engagement going on. Spread the words if any of your colleagues are using Glorify to attend these. And it doesn't have to be every week. We're making it every week so that people who don't find time can choose one of the weeks to attend our office hours. I'll quickly run through the questions, starting from the top. So cool new interface. Thank you, Mohammed. Appreciate that. Yeah. So there's one billing question. Let's just put that up here. They bought the lifetime deal, but it's now showing restricted. I don't want the at this time. So is the restriction a glitch? So if Melissa, I do apologize that you've had to go through that issue that you're experiencing. Rest assured, we have a dedicated person on support staff. Sometimes during this period, especially September, it gets extra busy, where we have more influx of reports, just because we just launched a bunch of new features, so people have questions on those features, and on top of that, there's a small, I guess, a slightly more influx of new users using Glorify, as in September it's kind of like people are back to work from the summer, right? So just if you can, just want to request your patience on this issue, and thank you so much for being so patient, in fact. And I will notify, since our team members are watching this as well, I will notify our support team member. In fact, I will copy this question right now and send it over to our dedicated support, Amy. She'll have a look at that. If you are recognized as Melissa on your account, then she should be able to easily find that. Yeah, and I think she can resolve your issue in terms of, if you bought the kind of legacy lifetime deal package, and then we kind of roll that over to other offers, we can support you in a way that's most fair, that makes your offer in line with what in line with other offers we've built out. So yeah, hope that helps. No worries. Cool. I know you can react. Looks like Stickman who fights the cartoon character. That is funny. Awesome, guys. Well, look, with that said, we can wrap up. So thank you guys for attending, and let us know how Glorify goes for you in terms of the new edit panel. We're back working with our head down on new developments. In fact, we're really excited to start working on new AI features as well. That's in the pipeline. So do stay tuned. Look, we're committed to this vision, and we want to build the best graphics content creation tool that's out there in the market. We truly believe we can do this, and hence, you know, we've been always committed to this vision. So keep supporting us, guys, and get the word out there. So yeah, thank you so much. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.